Hi, I'm gonna do a follow-up video of from the BTS ones I've done because people are asking about. Apologize if I'm not saying this correctly. Like Taehyung and Jimin. So, okay, I'll just like get into the energy. I feel like Taehyung has a really practical mind. Like, like if you were to look at it in a negative way, you could say like premeditated or manipulative. Like, but then that's just like how he is. Like, everybody has a role in life, and we're all different from each other. So it's not about like freaking out and saying this person's this way or that way, but like it's just to observe, and to understand, and then know like where everybody fits in and stuff, and your role and who you should be spending time with, it would flow better and stuff. So like I don't want you guys to like get like get mad or something, but also like there might be a dimension of like lack of empathy that like some people could call like narcissism or psychopathy. Like to be a psychopath doesn't mean you're like the worst kind of psychopath. Like you could be just someone who lacks empathy and sort of sees people. I don't know. I'm not as I'm not a professional psychologist. I just have like my own experiences with people. Like I've learned what narcissism is through having had relationships like or friendships with narcissists, and like asking myself like why would what did I do to deserve that or something, and it's like, well, no, it's just how they're wired. Like that's just how they act, and you really can't take it personally. They would do that with anyone. And so it's just a matter of saying like, I personally don't have the time to deal with a narcissistic person because I want to get on with my life, and it's like too much work. So, while they might be exciting or charismatic or something like that, you just kind of have to just put it aside and go like, that's for somebody else. So like it depends on what you're up for, what kind of lessons you're ready for at the time, or what experiences you want to have. Anyway, so I just feel like he Taehyung, like it's also unusual circumstances growing up in this band situation where they're set apart. They they're not as like responsible for every aspect of their lives like most people are. No matter what they do, like they're always given more attention, more opportunity, like validation. So it's kind of like any bad behaviors can go unchecked for you know a lifetime, or like a period of time. And so it's kind of like his behaviors are going unchecked, and because he's cute or talented, like people just say like, oh, he's so crazy, that's just him. But like after a while, for some people it can become very toxic. His sort of joyous sense of irreverence, like his like if somebody says like, oh, you shouldn't do this, it's like they don't feel like the same sense of guilt as other people. And they'll just sort of be more careful to be not caught the next time or something, instead of crying in their pillow at night like, why did I do that? Like there's not that kind of remorse aspect. Whereas I feel like Jimin is like I was saying in the last reading, he's more of like a ethereal type of energy. Like, while he might not be like the most faithful partner, he does have like this kind of love of beauty and like love of like he does have an appreciation for people. It's not as like cold. Like, I wouldn't call him a narcissist. He's just like ethereal, more like you know how like there's humans and then there's fairies. Fairies are like invisible to humans. They have personalities. They can get angry, revengeful, but they also have this like very strong attachment to nature and like beauty, and you know what I mean. So it's just like a lighter version of human. So it's sort of like Jimin is like in that kind of vibe, and yeah. So okay, wait. I'm just gonna pause the video because like I just want to like double check the spelling of his name. Wait. Okay. So okay. So about Taehyung. It's kind of like, I feel like he sees like the relationships, like the sort of relationship dramas between members of the band. He's sort of, I feel like he's noticing them, and it seems kind of messy and like it's dark to him. Like, he's not like it doesn't seem like positive in his mind, like being in a relationship with someone in the band. But he sees that it's capturing a lot of attention, therefore to secure his like place, it's necessary for him to engage in that to some degree. And so there's this like sense of observing and making calculations and then like doing something. So like let's say his reactions to something might be more delayed than like an automatic like knee-jerk reaction that somebody else might have. Like, he might and that like moment of pause is kind of like what gives away someone who has like a lack of empathy. You know, if they like can laugh off like doing little harmful things to people, it's not just because they're like silly, it's like because they don't have the capability of caring, you know, and they just operate differently. And it's not something to like I was saying at the beginning, like it's kind of in a way not their fault. Like, it's like either, you know, nature or nurture. Like, it's just some people are just wired differently, and if you're a very sensitive person, like, it's hard for you to be around someone who doesn't care. Like, personally, like, I consider myself like an empath, and so it's too difficult for me to date someone who lacks empathy, because it's like a majority of who I am is like feeling emotions of other people and like my own emotions and stuff. And if someone's totally cold to that, it's like, what do you know, you're not like, it makes you feel unimportant because the things that you care about are unimportant to them. And the things that are important to them are like success or dominance, or, you know, and then like, but those people who lack empathy might really get along with people who like are very driven, you know, business oriented, like success oriented, whether it's like athleticism or, you know, being a salesman or whatever it might be. Like, they have their kind of paradise on earth, and empaths have their paradise on earth and they're different. Oops. Okay. I need to figure out a better way to film these videos. So sorry. I'll just try to wrap up the video. It's good for me to do these in the morning when my dog isn't awake. So I don't see that. I think that for Jimin it would be very hard to be in this relationship because of the lack of empathy, and being kind of used in a way for leverage. Because like if Jimin is getting a lot of attention generally, he would just associate him with Jimin to like get some of that attention for himself and like more security within like the fan base and stuff. I mean, he might. I need to write his name down. I keep spacing out. Anyway, so I think like Jimin will remain kind of sensitive and like interested in beauty and like seduction and just like the emotional kind of world, you know, like. And then the other guy like might learn that like maybe his about power and like, okay, maybe he would become like a talent manager or so he's, you know, enjoying that sense of control. It's a bit like it's more of like an earthy sensibility, like it, let's say it's like more disconnected from intuition, so you'd be more drawn to like the physical, earthy, like building blocks of life. So yeah, he'd be more into that. I'm just gonna pause the video one more time. Wait. Yeah, so like I was saying, Taehyung like would maybe enjoy being like a manager of other like a new band or something like that as time goes on, and enjoying that kind of role of you could say, in the nicest way, you could say like guiding the careers of others, but you could also say like manipulating, because like that's his skill, is like seeing in a almost kind of cold way how people interact, and then like knowing what he wants to get out of it. And like I just want to say like a third time, like don't get mad that people like this exist. Like they exist, and just like if it's not for you to be close to someone like that, then just make that decision in a loving way and just like go on with your life. But like there's, you know, oftentimes you'll find people who have narcissistic or psychopathic traits who are drawn to drawn to empaths, because empaths are so giving, and like narcissists are like a bottomless pit of like needing attention, and psychopaths are more like deliberate about their moves and stuff, like not really caring what the outcome is, like wanting a certain outcome, and it would be easier to do that maybe to an empath than say somebody else who's like a narcissist or psychopath, like yeah. So I don't really see their relationship as being like a good pairing. It might just be like lessons for both of them, and then they would, you know, like Taehyung would like go on to maybe spend more time with like alpha type personalities, and Jimin would like sort of find his tribe of like people who are just, you know, in love with life and beauty and like creativity and just like in that zone, if that's a bit like lighter than earthly life, you know. So because otherwise, like, it'll just cause confusion, because like, why, you know, he, like, Jimin would ask himself like, why does he do what he does, like, and it would just make him feel lost and emotional, I feel. So maybe I'll end it there. I appreciate your comments. It's nice that you guys write your feedback and suggestions and stuff. I kind of like, I'm not like always checking out bands and stuff, like, so it's interesting for me to learn about these different performers and stuff. And you have a good day. Bye.